So are you
And so,
saying that?
so that
Let me
particular.
ask, so are you saying that Judaism today is not the real deal?
I'm not saying it's not the real deal. I'm saying it's just a part of what used to be Judaism. Judaism, if you look at, and this is something which any scholar will tell you, if you look at Judaism, let's say around the time of Jesus, it was much more diverse, there were more options, and the type of rabbinic Judaism that we have today is just a part of what used to be a broader tradition.
So let's go back to the Hare Krishna. What's your role in the organization? You're like the big dog in LA, right?
Well, it's an organization, institution, has different positions. So I am a guru in the sense that I'm authorized to formally initiate new disciples or new members. The guru-disciple relationship is an important part of the traditions that come from India. I'm also what's called a syasi, which is like a priest. It means I was married when I was much younger, and I gave up family life and I dedicated myself to teaching.
So what does guru, they look up to you, the other members?
Some people do, yeah.
Yeah, and how do you feel about that?
I feel that that with great power comes great responsibility. So I think whatever position I have, whatever respect I get, it's not meant for my own selfish gratification.
You like being a guru?
I like getting the job done.
How about do you like being a guru?
You know, it's irrelevant to me. It's not something it's just like, do I like driving down Pico Boulevard to the studio?
So do you like being a guru?
No. What I like is trying to do my job, and my job, as I understand it, is to try to bring spiritual knowledge into the world, try to make the world a better place. I mean, everyone should know by now there's something wrong with this world.
Yeah.
So if you want to build a house, do you enjoy having a toolbox? Yeah. So I appreciate the fact that within this culture I operate in, the spiritual culture, that I have some tools that I can use, try to get the job dand.
So you had a family prior to
Not children,
becoming,
but a wife.
Just a wife, prior to becoming a Hare Krishna.
Oh, no, prior to becoming a sannyasi, a renounced preacher.
Oh, I see. And so did you get rid of her because of the promotion?
I don't think I got rid of her.
Why did you?
She's a great person. She was.
Is she a Jew?
No, she was actually American-Italian from Revere, Massachusetts. She is I think, an exceptional person and an exceptional teacher.
So why did you stay with her then if she's so exceptional?
Because I felt very strongly that I was born for a particular calling, which was to focus all of my attention on teaching.
So let me ask, we talked about you not having on the Hare Krishna
Right.
clothes and things.
Right.
They wear like these sheets wrapped around them, right? Colored sheets, tie-dye. Why don't you have on those things? Why don't you have on those things?
Okay, good question. Because I strongly believe that if we study history and study social science, it's clear that if the Hare Krishna movement is ever going to achieve its goals, which are to really try to powerfully bring spiritual knowledge to the world, we cannot present ourselves in the West in a very exotic, foreign way.
Do you teach about Jesus Christ? Do you believe in Jesus as a Hare Krishna?
I believe in Jesus as he presented himself, and not necessarily as...
How about Hare Krishna? Do they believe Jesus is the Son of God?
I would say that, I would say Jesus is, I would say, almost universally accepted within the Hare Krishna movement as a divine figure. But again...
But do they teach...
But wait.
I want to learn about the religion. Do they teach that Jesus Christ is the Son of God? Yes or no?
I have to...
You could do the sidebar stuff, but...
No, it's not a sidebar.
Because I'm trying to learn about the religion.
I know, but
you're not telling me.
If you would let me speak, then you'll know exactly what I think.
Give me a yes or no first, and then what you think.
Do we teach Jesus, Son of God? Yes. But here's the point. It's not a sidebar, it's the middle bar. And that is that because I've studied early Christian history a lot. I've studied the life of Jesus a lot, as a scholar. And what I see is there's two things here. There's Jesus and the life of Jesus, and then there's the later interpretations, such as those by Paul in the letter to the Romans, and all kinds of other people. So do I accept all the near contemporary interpretations of Jesus? No. Do I accept what Jesus said about himself? Yes.
Well, Paul and those guys taught that Jesus is the Son of God.
But we're all sons of God.
But we're talking about Jesus.
But we're all sons of God.
But listen to me. Let me ask this.
Yeah.
Paul taught that, and others taught that Jesus is the Son of God.
Yes.
And he came for our salvation. He sacrificed his life so that he could buy us back and we can have a way back to the Father. No man get to the Father unless he go through the Son. Is that what you're teaching as a Hare Krishna?
That's what some person wrote in the book of John.
Well, you teach
the other
that.
three God. Again, I accept what Jesus taught, not what other lesser people. Do I accept the authority of some guy in Western Turkey who wrote a book several generations after Jesus and claimed that Jesus said in Greek that I'm the only way? No, I don't.
You don't believe he's the only way?
I believe what Jesus said about himself, not about what people generations later, some of whom didn't even know Jesus very well, and all the claims. I mean, you don't want to get into this. Wait, hold it.
But everyone that you read,
you don't want to get into this.
They really knew
Jesus. No, they didn't know. If you look at the letters, Paul is almost half the New Testament. His letters and people who were his assistants, like Luke, who was his secretary. Now, if you look, according to scholars, if you look at all the letters of Paul and just extract from them hard data, biographical information about Jesus, you could fit it on one little index card.
What did Jesus say about himself? Who did he say he was?
Jesus said that he came to teach about God. Jesus hadn't died.
Did Jesus say he was the Son of God?
Calling someone the Son of God,
No,
Jesus...
that's not what I asked. Did Jesus say...
Jesus claimed we are all sons of God.
You're not answering my question again for some reason. I'm trying to learn about
the
your religion.
The reason is because you're not letting me. I would answer your questions if you would allow me.
I know, but when I ask you, you don't answer.
Yeah, but I'm not on trial.
You go to something else.
Yeah, but you're not a lawyer, and I'm not in a witness stand.
How do you know
We're
I'm
having
not
a
a lawyer?
conversation. We're having a conversation.
I know, but you're not answering my question.
Well, you're not allowing me to answer it in a way that makes sense to me.
Okay.
I'm not on trial here. I don't want I don't want questions fired at me. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
But
I'm an adult. I can explain myself.
But I need that first, and then you can do the sidebar stuff.
It's not sidebar. It's not sidebar.
Okay,
we're having a dialogue.
Right.
We're having a dialogue. So if I tell you that I feel it's really important you understand something, because as we know, in yes or no questions, people can get the wrong impression.
Okay, let's do it this way. Did Jesus teach that he was the Son of God and no man gets to the Father except through him? Yes or no, and then you can respond.
No.
He did not teach that. What did he teach?
The first part, Jesus definitely saw himself as the Son of God. Did Jesus believe that no one else could get to God? No, he never said that. In fact, if you look at what Jesus said to the Pharisees, he kept calling them hypocrites. To call someone a hypocrite is not to reject their teachings, it's to say you're not following what you teach.
Right. Well, he called them a hypocrite because they were not giving the people the truth. They were not living up to that truth. And they were like gurus over the people, but they were not. They were controlling the people rather than setting the people free. Am I right about that?
That was the opinion of Jesus, yeah.
Right. And so does Hare Krishna teach that?
But then again, just to be honest, what we know about Jesus was written later. It's not that there were people who knew Jesus writing down what he said. And so a generation or two later, we have people claiming that Jesus said this or that. So do I think that those accounts are absolutely accurate? No, I don't. I think there's some truth in them, but I don't think they're absolutely accurate.
Do you know Jesus?
Do I know Jesus? I mean, in the way I'm talking to you, I mean, I think I understand who Jesus was, yes.
And so in summing it up about Jesus, who was he exactly in your mind?
A representative of God.
A representative, okay. Do you have anger?
Do I have anger? I'd say I have some anger.
You have anger?
Yeah, we all do.
No, do you have anger?
I have some.
And can you have anger and love?
Yeah.
How is that?
Why? Because
is there love in anger?
Yes.
There's love in anger?
Not necessarily. It depends.
So you were just yelling at me. Were you loving me?
I think so.
So you can have love and anger.
It depends on what one's motive is.
But anger destroys.
No.
It doesn't build up.
The Bible talks all the time about righteous anger. It depends. I mean, there is a kind
Anger is of your father, the devil.
there some kinds of Jesus himself when he went into the temple and started
here we
throwing
go.
people
He
out.
wasn't angry.
Okay.
Is there any proof that he was angry?
Okay, from a behavioral point of view, he engaged in activities which appeared to be very angry.
But he wasn't angry though.
Fine, I could say I wasn't really angry.
But we're talking about Jesus. We already admitted you have anger.
Yeah, but how much I have?
It doesn't matter. Any little
Yeah,
bit of anger is evil.
no. Actually, we all have viruses in our
I don't
body.
have anger,
You can have other faults.
but I don't have anger.
It's just like bacteria. Everyone has bacteria in their body, but beneath a certain level, you're not going to get sick. And so even if someone is not perfect, they may have an amount, let's say, of anger, which still does not prevent them from doing good things and having a good life.
But
I don't.
But what you're saying is you're serving two gods.
No,
You're
I'm not.
serving
No, I'm not.
You're serving the God of anger.
No,
and
no,
you're serving the God of love. You can't serve two.
That is
but
not.
you are saying that.
No, I'm not.
But you say you have anger
I'm
and
not
you have love.
serving anger. I didn't come here today. I came here today to serve God. I'm talking to you to serve God.
But now you have. But you.
I'm not
you
serving.
display
What is it?
anger
What does it mean to serve someone?
to be a righteous man representing your Creator.
To serve.
Who is love
No.
all the time.
I think you're wildly exaggerating what's going on here. I mean, to serve someone. I'm not serving anger. I'm not dedicating my life to serving anger.
But you are serving. When it comes, it destroys.
You see, this
and in
idea,
that moment, you're serving it.
this idea that you're either absolutely perfect or you're absolutely bad, I think is madness.
Why is that?
Why? Because I think it's not the real world. It's just like, for example, you may make a rolling stop when you're driving through LA at a stop sign, but it's not that therefore you're taken to jail and executed. I mean, there are degrees. Degrees are significant.
But what does that have to do with being a good person or a bad person?
I think that the fact that someone at some time in their life may get a little angry doesn't mean. Well, then you're better than everyone. So
right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't serve two gods. So if you have anger,
I think
God,
I could just to be very honest with you, because you're honest with me, I could make, based on this short conversation, I could make a list of certain behavior traits in you which I might not consider to be admirable.
Like what, for example?
I don't want to get into that.
No, tell me. Love me enough to tell me.
Okay, I don't think you're a good listener.
You don't?
No, not at all.
Why not?
Because you don't listen. Because I say something and then you misrepresent it, and then I say it again.
I would ask you a question and you would go all around.
That's your opinion. I
think
think there's a certain kind of respect we can show people where we allow them to explain things in their own way.
But you're not respecting me by not answering my questions.
Okay, so look. I mean, frankly, based on this conversation, do I think you're morally superior? No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Now you're judging me.
No. You just say that I'm this and that, and now
I'm just saying what you said about yourself.
Let me ask you. Anyway, my consolation here is I think that a lot of people that watch this show in the future will understand what's really going on here. So you can say this and that and the other thing to me, and if I say one thing to you, then I'm judging you, and I'm this and I'm that, and how dare I say that you're not morally superior?
I didn't say how dare you say that. I don't mind you saying that.
Yeah.
What is a man?
What is a man?
Yes.
It's a soul within a body.
And so, are you a man?
I'm a soul within the body.
What happens to the soul once you die?
The soul is eternal.
What happens to it?
The soul goes wherever it deserves to go.
And where is that?
It depends on the behavior of the person.
And where does it go according to the behavior?
It depends on if one has lived a good life, goodness is rewarded. And if I do things that harm myself or others, that's punished. God is infinitely patient. Patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue.
Right, and an angry person don't have that.
And what?
An angry person don't have patience.
Again, I will let the viewers judge for themselves what's going on here. Is to be, as a homosexual, promiscuous or monogamous, I believe that monogamy is a step forward beyond promiscuity, and that gradually everyone, heterosexual or homosexual, has to work toward detaching themselves from the false identification with the body, because if you understand yourself perfectly as a pure soul, you're not going to be into sexuality, whether it's hetero or homo. You're going to be into your own soul and your own love of God.
Meaning that they can overcome it then if they go down this road that you're talking about.
Yes, I think both the heterosexual and the homosexual need to gradually
But
understand.
I didn't ask you about the heterosexual.
Yeah, but
You're taking the cowardly way out. You need to realize that. I didn't ask you that.
and this is the
Why would you
this
ask
is the
her-
paragon of virtue: cowardly, judgmental,
But why did you answer my
sinful,
question,
angry. You're like
But you're
I
not
hope
answering my
someday I
question.
can be as humble as you.
But you're not answering my question.
I'm trying to.
You're going around my question.
No, because you're not. You don't ask very good questions.